Hi, everyone. Thanks again for joining us for another episode of the Daily BizLink. Kathleen Gramzay is back for our Wednesday wellness episode, and we're continuing the discussion on self-empowered health. Today, we'll be talking about the power of habit trigger to increase successful outcomes. So, Kathleen, thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Yeah, self-empowered health really applies to all areas of our life. So it's mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, financial, and relationship health. And really, it's really important to understand that they're all tied together, right? So last week we talked about the habit loop, and we talked about the three parts are the trigger, the behavior, and reward. And if we framed and found chose a more advantageous reward, then that makes changing the behavior worthwhile. So today, I don't know if you can still hear me. Today, we're talking about the front end of the habit loop, which is that trigger and how to use it to set yourself up for success. So because we're battling habits that are three-dimensional, they engage our thoughts, our emotions, and our body, we need to do something to outsmart the habits by making it easier to start a new one. We've talked previously about stacking habits, where we did something we do automatically, and then we add a new habit on top of it. For example, like when we wash our hands for 20 seconds to mindfully breathe while we're doing that. One of my favorites is I like to do a plank while I'm waiting for my tea to brew. And we know two things about habits. Number one, it really takes at least 66 days to ingrain a new one. And second, that when our brain is tired, counting on willpower alone is a losing bet, most likely. So the idea is to create these trigger patterns that reduce the effort it takes for us to be able to make better choices. And then we have greater likelihood to actually get to day 66. So for example, we probably talked about this, and I know you work out. So just laying your workout clothes ahead of time and having them out and available is one of those triggers to get you going. Another one could be if you're wanting to be more mindful or have little breaks of meditation breaks, put your notification on your phone or your watch so that it's going to go off during the course of the day. That's another kind of trigger. Another one is to block things out in your calendar, like a weekly review of your finances, for example. Or if you're looking to have a better situation in your relationships, that could be setting a regularly scheduled date. Maybe it's with yourself. Maybe it's with your partner, or it's your kids, or it's your friends, to be able to consistently get that time in to deepen those relationships. So it's really all about creating that trigger to make it easier to start.
And I specifically love the one about calendar blocking. I know that's my personal winning strategy. If it's not in the calendar, it's probably not going to happen. So some great ideas in there. All right. So what is your challenge of the week? We offered some really good ideas, but what would you challenge our listeners to take action on this week?
Well, the first thing is think about what area of your life right now is causing the most angst. Where do you seem to have the biggest rubs? And pick that area, and then think about what trigger can you create that can then create a new habit to change that circumstance.
I like it. Well, you have 1 week. Report back. We want to hear your progress towards your goals. So, Kathleen,
absolutely.
Another great challenge of the week. Really appreciate your time. And thanks so much for joining us on another episode of the Daily BizLink Wednesday Wellness Edition.
My pleasure.